Today we'll be looking at a transmission leak on a Dodge Ram.
He thought he had a fuel leak because the evap canister was full of fluid. He thought it was fuel, but it turns out that it's transfer case fluid coming out of the back of the yoke that looks like it's got a rust hole in it. So we're going to pull the drive shaft out, look at the yoke, see if we can reseal it or if it's got to be replaced. So we're going to pull the drive shaft.
So after identifying the leak, the next step would be to remove the drive shaft. There will be 4 bolts holding that drive shaft on to the rear pinion. Once you get the bolts out, but before you remove the drive shaft, you want to index those for reassembly. After you get it apart, inspect all the components.
So basically we should replace this yoke, but we're going to try to clean it up and put some sealant on it and see if it holds.
If you were to replace that yoke,
Yep.
how much is that part roughly? I know you're estimating.
Probably a $200 part.
$200 part.
Yep, and we're going to probably damp the injected U-joints. You can't re-inject them, so you've got to get a replacement U-joint that's going to probably have C-clips that are going to hold it in place. So we're going to end up having to replace the U-joint also.
And so the $200 would be the U-joint and everything.
No, I doubt it. I'm sure the yoke's $200 and the joint's probably another $80.
So you probably got an hour and a half labor.
Yep.
And $300 of the parts, and you're going to fix it for, we're going to see here, hour, half hour.
Yeah.
And 8
75 bucks.
RTV.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And we're going to see if it holds.
Yep. Got nothing to lose.
After cleaning the drive shaft yoke, go ahead and hang that drive shaft upside down. And then we can apply either RTV sealant or JB Weld epoxy and fill in that whole cavity, covering up any rust spots or holes that may be in the end of that yoke. You can feel free to be pretty generous with the sealant. Go ahead and even that out, spread it out. And then you're going to let it dry. After it's dried, take the drive shaft down. It's always a good idea to clean the yoke where the tailhouse seal rides. Put a little bit of grease on there. And then go ahead and reinstall the drive shaft. Now at this point you want to make sure your index marks line back up. Then go ahead and tighten the bolts. There are the 4 bolts, and they're going to go to 85 foot-pounds. Then go ahead and re-inspect for leaks.